Cats gonna be all over. Yeah. It's cool.
Shalom. First and foremost, before we begin, we want to start off by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Belongs to the elder apostle of Gird, who well. As always, peace and salutations to the hopefully elect tabernacle of David, scattered over the four corners of the earth. Shalom, Warahmatullah. All right, Shabbat Shalom. And pretty much, hey, as you can see the title, stay girded. All right, meaning gird up. And when you actually look into what it means, it's a metaphor for saying be prepared. And what's really, as long as we've been in this truth, it's been a training ground for us to prepare for the times that we're coming into. All right, the scriptures talk about how we are to enter into the straight gate, which is the path of difficulty. So, the trials that we come through, going through the straight gate, is actually meant to prepare us, for adversity. All right, the time of trouble that we're getting ready to face. We know what this devil is doing right now. He's coming down with his great wrath. Right now he's he's tightening his grip, so to speak, on the world. He's imposing more restrictions upon the people. He's locking things down. He's forcing more mandates upon the people. So this devil's going to really show his horns. All right, but we have the scriptures, that give us the forewarning on how this devil's going to come and how to deal with this beast. All right, so off top, we have the scriptures. That's going to be the wisdom that's going to be utilized and guide us in that time. So gird up. Now is the time to be prepared. Be prepared for whatever, man. Because hey, this world is going to pass away anyway. So anything that you lose on this side, it's going to go regardless.
Yep.
All we looking forward to is the world that's to come, the next world.
If I can say real quick, was Solomon that wrote it? He said, I forgot exactly. I think it was Solomon. He said, we have but one interest into this life, and the light going out. Basically, I forgot how the other quote goes. Maybe once I explain it for us to know it. Basically saying you brought the little old Negro saying that they picked up. You brought nothing into this world. You can take nothing out. So whatever you're girding up, that's a carnal things. You ain't taking none of that out. Okay, you can be the biggest, strongest guy, and your muscles ain't going to the kingdom of heaven. Okay, you can have all the knowledge. Now the things that in your spirit, they get to go. But the things on the earth, they don't get to go. Man, you can have a whole armory of guns. That ain't gonna save you. They don't get to go. All right,
that's not how you prepare yourself. That's not
right.
Girding yourself up. You gotta prepare spiritually. All right, meaning you gotta leave this place, man, spiritually.
Yeah. Detach
yourself fully. Get away from the affairs of this world. All right? And things are getting ready to change. It's about to be a transition. So it's going to be bumpy upon that transition. So that's why we have to stay girded up, man.
You mentioned the straight gate, and that straight gate is actually prepares us because it builds our faith.
Yeah.
If it was a wide gate and everyone was just going through, and no one's prepared, no one's going through shit to actually build them and for that hour of temptation, for the things that are to come. So that's why, hey, we prefer the straight gate because we know what was at the end. What was at the end? All right, what the reward is.
So
this is Isaiah 33 and 6, of course. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Those aren't tangible carnal things. Those are things inside the spirit. Okay? Knowledge and wisdom. That will be the stability of what we live by, we're girded up with in these times to come. Okay? It says, in strength of salvation, The fear of the Lord is his treasure. It's not about how much cryptocurrency you got, or how many what would we say, how much gold or silver or whatever you got, but it's about how much the fear of the Lord and strength, and knowing that there's a salvation to be had, and we're on the path to that. There's will be a strength that keeps you going in these last days. That'll keep you girded in these last days.
You say knowledge and wisdom, and not the knowledge of this world, not like you
Right.
speak referring to, not the scripture says that the
Wisdom
wisdom of this world is foolishness to the Most High.
Yes.
You know, not learning how to live off the grid and all that. That shit's not going to save you.
Bible tracking in the woods.
None of that's going to save you. It'll help you, but it'll be the spirit that guides you. You know, in those times. You know, because you're grounded in the scripture. So so it's not the wisdom of this world, because that's what Jake like to mix the wisdom of this world and the scriptures, and this they don't go. It's like oil and water.
Job 40:6. It answered the Lord unto Job out of the whirlwind and said, Gird up thy loins now like a man. I will command thee and declare thou unto me.
And it is, man. The Lord said, I will demand it. Gird up yourself now like a man. You know? So that means you gotta be prepared to man up in these adversities and the times that we get ready to face. You know?
I want to say
ain't nobody gonna be there to hide to hold your hand. Ain't gonna be nobody there to walk you through. It's gonna be you in the Most High in your faith.
Work out your own
You
salvation.
gotta work out your own salvation, man.
Very true. You always go into that word, soldier, and goes into solo for being alone, and understanding that, hey, your battle, you gotta fight it, man. Hey, a brother can't get salvation for you. That brother can't get salvation for himself. That's to be granted. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh that you may be a kind of worthy, man.
Yeah, you gotta go through those same
exactly
steps.
You gotta go through the same steps, man. So that means you gotta fight, man. Because we understand that this is the last time that you're gonna ever have to fight. So which means what? Satan is gonna come his hardest, man.
Right.
And we understand as well that what? Since we have the spirit and power of Yahweh on us, man, that what? And it's your target. That means everything is against you, man. Everything, all the people of the world against you,
Yeah. Hey, you not only you dealing with these clowns out here, but you're dealing with principalities. You're dealing with spiritual wickedness in high places. You're even dealing with fighting your own self, your own flesh. So these are the things that we're fighting against to keep ourselves girded for the times ahead, the times approaching. You see, and also was that second Ezra, the 7th chapter. It says that this path is going to be so narrow that only one man at a time can enter in.
It's dangerous on both sides.
And it's dangerous on both ends, man.
It's only one path. It's only one way.
Yeah.
Other Jakes out there is trying to go in another way, and it's only one way. It's going to be difficult. It's not going to be a smooth ride into the kingdom of heaven.
They make it seem like not to cut you off.
No.
It reminds me of Dora the. I got kids. Okay, so Dora the Explorer. Which way should we go? The hilly path, the smooth rainbow route, or for you that have kids, right? And when you choose the right one, it's nice and easy. But then the other ones is more difficult. No, all the other ones are difficult. They look smooth, but they're gonna end up into a fiery pit or somewhere. But the one that's most difficult, that's the hardest to get to, that's this one. That's the one of righteousness that the Heavenly Father has set up.
Because you brought up seven. It's verse 57. It says, then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
So like, where's that verse that says that you subdue your own thoughts?
That whole chapter.
Is that in that chapter? It should be like right above that verse. If not, it's in 14 and 34. It in 14, I think. But,
I'm in
my fault.
14 as well.
Okay, so yeah, like 33, 34. So do your thoughts.
Yeah,
Because
got it,
what,
got it.
okay, read
34,
Baba Kushal, then go back to your.
2 Corinthians 14 and 34. Therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding.
Trying to have your own way to figure this thing out. No, that's some other way. There's only one path on how to gird yourself up and walk through on this thing. Okay, you can't. You have to humble yourself to the will of the Heavenly Father and follow His path. Okay, so you finish it and go back with it.
God, subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts. You shall be kept alive, and after death I shall receive. It's like after death, you shall obtain mercy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is back in 2 Corinthians 7:57. Read that over. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Mm-hmm.
That if he be overcome, he shall suffer, as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, and that's exactly what we're pushing for, man.
Yep.
We're striving for that crown, man. It says, but if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say.
The salvation, the glory.
Yeah, it is, man. You know, so we have to prepare to overcome this devil.
Yeah.
And how are we going to overcome? First John 5 and 4. We'll see how we actually going to overcome this devil. First John 5 verse
They on there hitting already.
Thank you.
And shalom to you, Akim, and you walk on the comment board.
Yep.
It's like it up already.
You got it, man?
So 1 John chapter 5 and verse 4. For whatsoever is born of the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shai, overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith.
Even our faith.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
so you on second level still?
God,
Yeah, he's
You can hit the 97?
God.
Yep, 7.
Oh, yeah.
7:97. And everyone that shall be saved, and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith,
Uh-huh.
whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
You gotta believe that.
God,
That the works that you did because you had faith, it's actually gonna preserve you. It's gonna deliver you. Because remember, we're storing up these our spiritual treasures, man.
Right.
The Lord sees all the good works that you do, all the seeds that you sow, through your acts of charity, through the ministry, through your support for the ministry.
The Lord knows if you're sincere too. So like,
And come, if you're doing that out of a sincere heart, the Lord's he's gonna remember these things, man. And he's gonna make sure that the angels know who you are.
You say this with you, right? And because you use past tense, it's future tense as well. Okay, the thing that you will be doing. Okay, not just what you've already done, but the thing that you will be doing is will be done once you come to that judgment moment. But you still got time to still do good works in the day when we're still figuring out this path and this utter destruction all around us. You still have to keep your mind stable with good works and good etiquettes and good righteous acts, for lack of a better term. But yeah, okay, you still have to be doing good things. It can't be, oh, I used to. No, it has to be what you are and who you are and continuing and doing.
because when you brought up the scripture about the fight, man, fights are tumultuous, man. Which means what? You could be winning at a point, and next thing you know, you could be being dominated at a certain point, man. Which is the balance of the truth.
One blow can change, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you have your good time, your good days, so to speak, and then you got the days where you're catching hell, man. But hey, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, man. Because it's like good. It says, man, hey, the saying in the world goes, an idle mind is the devil's playground. Well, we understand that what? Those are just spirits playing upon whomever that person may be, man. So in order to combat those spirits, you have to what? Fight back. The spirit, man. Because that's what it's about. It's about fighting that adversity, man. Because hey, Yahweh Shem Shai is they're forming us to the template that they want us to be for the ministry, man. So what he's forming the vessels for the best usage for him. Which means what? Hey, we have to be molded, man. We're literally being poured into the mold to be the best man in the spirit for y'all watching y'all shine. So it's gonna be uncomfortable growth, man. And you have to endure that uncomfortable growth, man. Hey, really, you don't have a choice, you know, because either you fight or you get destroyed.
Yeah.
You know. But this is the condition of the battle, man.
Right. Just address it.
This is on 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 13. Wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach.
Now, hey, if you read that in the NLT translation, it basically says to be ready for action. You know, basically be ready, be on alert, ready for the action. You know, because a lot's gonna happen leading up to the appearance of Yahushua. So we got to still maintain our steadfastness and our integrity and our loyalty to Yahushua, even through all the adversity, all through the fiery trial that we have to come through, man. And that's why we've been preparing ourselves. Going back to the term gird up. Gird up means to literally to prepare and be prepared, be ready. All right. What's the saying amongst Jay? You don't have to. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And we always read Ephesians the 6th chapter. You know, put on the whole armor of the Most High, and you got to keep that armor on. Don't ever take it off. Don't ever leave yourself naked. For this battle that we facing and get ready face, you're gonna need the full equipment, man. You're gonna need the full equipment. All right. Read it.
Yeah, it's 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 13. So prepare your minds for action.
Prepare your minds for action. Go ahead.
And exercise self-control.
Hey, in other words, we gotta be temperate. We striving for the mastery. You know, we keep ourselves, like Apostle Paul said, keep your body under subjection, so that you don't be a castaway. You know, that's all part of the condition of the battle. You know, we're fighting all types of different fights, man. You know, while you're also watching, you know, for prophecy.
If I could get the regular, this is the Oxford Languages Dictionary, and Google it. Gird. Yep, it says encircle.
Go to Blue Letter too and look up Gird.
Yep. This is encircle with the belt or band, right? Secure a garment or sword on the body with a belt or band. You know about the whole armor. With the gird up with the whole armor. If I can grab that. Surround the circle, fasten, tie, bind, right? But then the second definition says prepare oneself for something difficult or challenging.
There it is.
It is.
There it is, man. You know, now you know you about to go into the biggest fight of your life. So you're gonna do everything in your power to get yourself prepared and ready for it. You're gonna strengthen yourself. You know, you're gonna tighten up your shoes. You know, you're gonna have your pants pulled up, and you're gonna have your belt, fastened.
Hey, if I can throw this out there, for some in current events, which this is prophecy in current events also in the title, this whole, as they call it in the ATL, pimp juice, right? This thing is a practice run of girding up ourselves against the MOTB.
Yeah.
If we can gird ourselves away from taking it, we can gird ourselves away from, it's the practice run basically, or the warm up, or the, to the MOTB.
Right. Hey, like an example, right now, prepare yourself. Some brothers are going to get tested, and they're going to have to walk away from certain things or sacrifice certain things. That's part of girded up. And you might have to lose your job, which in turn you might, lose certain comforts. It's not going to be as, easy.
pay, take money.
They might take money from you.
Money out your check for not taking the hemp juice.
Right. You know, because ultimately that's just gearing you up for what this devil's going to do on the long run. He wants to make sure everything moving got his karate in it, you know, that mark, digital oil, you know. That's his heart's desire. So just by this this test run of dealing with, you know, ducking the potion, that's part of you girding yourself up. You prepare it, like, all right, well, shit, fuck it. This is what it comes down to, and hey, my body and soul belongs to Yahweh Shem Shai, not this damn beast.
You are bought with a price.
You are bought with a price, therefore glorify the Most High in your body
and in your spirit,
and in your spirit, which are the Most Highs. We don't belong to this devil. We belong to the Heavenly Father.
Eat water because you were bought with your price, man.
That's it. All right.
So yeah, the Most High is gonna put a spirit in his elect. Just to, when it's all hell break loose, man, we're not gonna be phased. You know, Job 5:22. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
If you're girded up. Okay.
For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee.
And I always think of Salaki. I always think about that being league with the stones in the field, right? Hey, I can't reach those apples, or I can't, fruit off the tree, but you pick a stone up and your aim is perfect. Knock them down, they all come down, and people hit you around you, you can eat.
You step on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where'd that come from? Like, perfect to reach, The Most High is going to set, guide and direct the elect into those types of situations of comfort and of providing for them in these days. While the other people that's thinking they're covering themselves with the spirit of the world right now, with just going along with everything that's going on, they're going to be left out there.
Verse 24, and thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace. So all hell breaking loose. You in your mind, you so girded up. It's like, you're at peace, man. And thou shalt visit thy habitation and shalt not sin.
I want to say something about the first verse you read. It said, girded yourself as a man. And you're really not a man until you come into the truth.
Yep.
Because the real men, you're going to see who the real men are, because they're not going to be fazed by the things that are taking place, that are going on. Because the people who out there that are calling themselves men, they're going to be bugging out. They're going to be, the scripture said, they're going to be travailing like a woman. So the real men are men of the Lord. Okay, you're gonna see who those men are.
Yeah, for example, Leviathan is supposed to make his grand return before the Lord comes back, right? So these people gonna be bugging out when Leviathan start tearing shit up. Yeah. But you in your mind, you already know the truth. You know tearing them on. Shit. That's what the mind, knowing the scriptures, man.
Because we're prepared to see, supernatural stuff, man.
Yes.
We're prepared to witness the power of God, and it's going to be a strange to people, because this is something that they wasn't looking forward to, even though they heard the prophets already forementioning these things. So they're going to look at us and be amazed that we're not bugging out. Because the Lord told us to prepare.
They're going to look at us sideways too, because we're not going to have sympathy for all these people getting judged out here either. Yeah. We're not going to be, women running up to us, help me. Like, no, I can't help you.
Talking shit.
We're going to have a cold heart in that day. Yeah. Also, that's what, the Lord is girding us up for.
It's not cold. It's going to be just discernment.
Yeah.
Not for judgment. But it's going to look cold.
Yeah, it's going to look cold to the world.
You was about to do something?
No.
Then I have somebody look up Gird.
Yeah, then I got something too.
Yeah. And Peter,
Yeah.
just look up that word.
Gird up.
Yeah, that's it.
The pronunciation, the transliteration.
Hold on.
So not son of me. Yeah, that's the Greek word. Yeah.
And it says outline of biblical usage to gird up, be prepared, a metaphor derived from the practice of the Orientals, who in order to be unimpeded in their movements were accustomed when starting a journey or engaging in work to bind their long flowing garments closely around their bodies and fasten them with a leather belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
is.
we read, said it even better, more in depth for the spiritual connotation of it. You have to, meaning, it's like, what good is it if you come across a barn full of canned goods, but don't have a can opener? You got to be girded with those certain things. Now, we're not talking about the carnal things of can opener. We're talking about the spiritual things of faith. Matter of fact,
Because those who go back to tools.
Yep.
That can open is a tool. If you lack the tools in order to succeed in the spirit, then that's why you lose.
That's right. That might be a good one. I must needs read this. Ephesians chapter 6. I'm gonna read verse 11 first, and I start at 13. That's perfect. It says, "Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand."
And withstand means to resist, to fight.
Mhm.
You know, this is a man. This is the fight of the universe.
Yeah.
You know, scripture talk about how it's going to be realm versus realm.
Yeah.
You read that in 2 Corinthians 13th chapter.
Yeah.
So we're definitely in the midst of a battle, man. You know,
Battle started a long time ago, but as we closer and closer we get, it's going to be hype. It's going to be increased. It's going to be more intense.
right?
You know, in like a movie. A movie builds up to that climactic point. We're at that climactic point now, and you're going to see things start to build up. It's like a long ass movie, like a 3-hour movie.
Right.
With that climax, it was well worth it.
Yeah.
So
Watching the whole thing.
Yeah, watching the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, hey, we're at that point.
It says, verse 14, "Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherein ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked."
And all the fiery arrows of the wicked. You know they shoot is secret at the perfect. You know, these devils, man, they got all types of just tricks, man.
And if you're attached to this world in any way, Esau's going to use them. That's why the scriptures say in Colossians 3 to mortify your members. You know, we don't hold on to anything in this world. Only thing we hold on dear is this truth, and in that time, the truth got to be in you, because we're not gonna have to be running through anywhere. Going back to scriptures. No, it got to be in us.
Yeah,
The spirit's got to be. We got to be rolling in the spirit, literally. Making a way to praying to the Most High, Yahweh Shai, to make a way out of this situation, and that's what the times we living in, where you gotta like the title of the lesson, gird up yourself, prepare.
Strong like faith. Yep. And everything that we're reading about that you're girding yourself up with the spiritual things. I'm going to start that verse again at 14. It says, "Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth." That's not a physical piece of clothing or whatever, right? "And having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace," the good news of peace. you're ready to walk toward the things that are going to bring that peace to you, right? Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherein ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High.
And all those things that we mentioned, the breastplate, the sword, the shield, they're carnal things, but when the brother reads them, they're spiritual. They're spiritual things that to use to defend us. You know,
Not naked to the philosophy.
Yep. You know what to battle the truth. Hey, the truth shall make you free. So there's no shackle. It can't shackle you if you got the truth. Okay.
Right. Basically, you're gonna have to have this truth in order to shield yourself from any attacks from Satan.
There you go.
And like one example, that different brothers and I think Apostle Tahar went into it. You're gonna have even pastors, false prophets, that's gonna be used in this spiritual warfare,
Right.
where they're gonna be used to actually, pit you against your. Basically, they're gonna try to deter you. They're gonna sway you from the path. But they're gonna convince you to believe that you're doing the right thing.
Not doing the wrong thing.
Like they going into how you're gonna have pastors that's gonna be in Romans 13 pastors.
yeah.
Yep.
They're gonna be used to make the people fall in line with the system.
And they that's one of the major strongholds. What do they call the three the false prophet? One of them.
Three
frogs.
Spirits.
There you go.
Yeah.
One of them is the church, man. They're gonna use
the Catholic Church.
in the Catholic Church. They're gonna make you believe that your spirituality is leading to you taking the all of the devil, the digital all of the devil. You know, even unto this pimp juice.
Right.
Okay.
So that's an example. Being girded, meaning you're prepared for when these things come. You're gonna know off top. Oh, he's saying that we gotta subject ourselves to the power that be. You go straight to Romans 13. That's a false prophet. Hell no. You know.
And if
You got 100% truth, you already know what time it is.
It's like, okay, they bring Romans 13. Well, we won't stop preaching.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you got us? No. Okay, you want to do that? You do that. But hey, we're grounded in these scriptures. All right? We know what the truth is. We know the truth. There's nothing you're going to say to change us. You can bring family members against us.
Yep.
You can take worldly shit away from us. It's not going to change our mind. All right? It's like with your How About You Shine program is elect. Hopefully the men that's out there that's prophesying and as sincere, we're programmed to not give in to the demands of the devil.
I got the phrase right. We've been brainwashed.
Yeah. Perfect.
With the righteousness of Yahweh Shah in His word. Okay? The truth. We've been brainwashed with the truth. Hey, going with this potion, we know what's in it and the truth of what it does. That's the difference. When they start talking about it, and then they gave with the ingredients, which the FDA has to give the ingredients on every concoction out there. That's why you see that on all your food and stuff, right? You can go and look at what those things are, and then Google what they do. Some of them you know off the top, but a lot of you people just went and didn't even consider what was in it. That's why we're talking about Lucifer race and blue crab blood or whatever it was, all kinds of crazy stuff, man. Yeah, what you say, crab? Horseshoe crab, all that stuff that we know ain't supposed to go in our bodies. As an example, what the brother was using. Okay, we're girded up with truth.
So if you girded up with the truth, the false prophets ain't gonna be able to seduce you. It tells you that in the last days there will be many false prophets that shall arise and deceive many. So a lot of Jake is going to be convinced that it's all right to follow the beast, wander after the beast. They're going to make those decisions based off of the enticement of these false prophets, man. They're gonna open up Romans 13 and tell you, don't fight against the establishment.
Power to be, yeah.
When we know what the true understanding of that is, Paul was basically telling the Church of Rome, don't try to fight the Roman system because the Lord is dealing with them right now. If you try to take them down, you fight against the will of the Most High. That was all that meant. So you still have to live within this man's system. Use the world and not abuse the
Who
world.
was he talking to? This is Kari spirited Israelites out there. Those that want to go and do, and revolt in a warlike manner.
Because Yahweh Shah himself said, if this were my kingdom, my servants would fight. Wait, hey, this is not, man.
Right. That's right, man. So that was
That was it on that.
That was
That
it.
was it on that, yeah.
I'm on something.
I do got
2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 2. For in this groan earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven. Even so be that be clothed, we shall not be found naked. For we that are in this tabernacle groan, being burdened, not for that we should be unclothed.
And when you see the spiritual sense of clothes, the scriptures talk about the same, being girded with the same things. There's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Basically, the same things that build you up in the spirit. That's going to protect you and guide you through all the perils of the times that we're coming, that we got to go through.
But clothed upon that mortality might be swallowed up of life. Now he that has brought us for the self same thing is the Most High, who also has given us the earnest of the Spirit. Therefore we are always confident, knowing that while we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord, for we walk by faith, not by sight. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord.
So we walk by faith, not by sight. And a lot of people are in these days, you're going to see that their faith is not where they thought it was. Our people, mainly Israelites, they need to see, they need to see it. They need to see it. You need to see physical evidence. Like, no, the Lord is going to defend us. The Lord is with us. You just got to believe. You got to have faith. And they don't believe. That's why a lot of them are going out and taking the juice.
They really don't see no way out of this system.
Yeah. Hey,
and they really think that this system is here to stay.
Yep.
So they're making themselves comfortable.
Because we know that this society, this life, if you will, this age has an end. We're at the end of it. They don't. They think that this is going to go on generation after generation. This is it. Just continue going the way it's supposed to be going. That you follow what the white man tells you, do what he say, and he gonna keep you working. He gonna make sure he can't kill you. The same thing with Johanna said. He ain't gonna mess up his best slaves. Shit like that. And you people have that same slave mentality, but that's not the mentality or the mind of the Most High and His only begotten Son, nor in the spirit of the Word.
Yeah, all the previous kingdoms, people, thought their particular kingdom that they were living in flourishing. They didn't think it was going to go down.
Yeah. They thought it was going to last forever.
Yeah, exactly. This is great Babylon, man. Mighty U.S., man. They would think it would go down, man. But it's going down right now, man.
We're watching
it.
We see it.
Natural disaster after natural disaster.
Yeah.
Storm after storm, pestilence after pestilence, economic collapse. Everything.
Supply chain collapse. It's that time, and this place is closing in, man. It's crumbling apart, circling the drain. The people are divided. The love of many is waxing cold.
The government can't get along.
The government, yeah. This place is out of here, man. But Jake, they want to get comfortable, and that's why they won't be able to detach themselves from this world. It's gonna be too difficult, When you constantly just get nothing but drugs and sweets and things that satisfy the flesh, it's going to be hard for you to, put it off.
Yeah.
That becomes part of your appetite. That becomes part of, your cravings, your desire. That's now it's you. Jay ain't gonna be able to get up and just say, man, the hell with all this, man. I need to preserve my soul. Jay, that's not gonna happen. Now when you read in 2nd Exodus 16th chapter, it tells you to be as a pilgrim. Basically you got to be willing to walk away as if you don't have nothing.
Any worldly establishments, you got to be able to walk away from that.
Yeah.
But the things of the spirit, you stick with that, and that's gonna have you guide you away from those ensnarements and traps. Those, what did the brother quote earlier? Mortify you, therefore your members on earth. You gotta mortify that stuff away, man. If you lose your house, hey, then as long as if I can still have some clothing to be worn, if I can't be in shelter, I can still got food in my belly and drink. Hey, and I still believe, I got my mind and still believe in I'm sorry, what else do I need?
Saying, see, listen, your spirit is attached to the heavens. Your flesh is attached to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Destruction is attached to this earth.
Yep.
The kingdom is attached to the heavens.
Yep. Yeah.
Choose one.
Yeah.
See, Jake, they attached to the world because of the flesh, the pleasures. So they're not going to be prepared, when all destruction, when all hell breaks loose. You said you was holding that in 2nd Exodus 16. Yeah, if you can get that book, sure.
I got some.
Start at
Yeah, you can start up there.
the 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
Yep. Hey, and like what we see here right now with, these different devastating, weather patterns, man.
Yeah.
Everywhere you look up, there's a wildfire, blaze going on,
Hurricanes, tsunamis.
destroying cities, towns, hurricanes, tornadoes. You got tornadoes ripping up the East Coast,
Right, New York.
New Jersey and New York and shit.
The same, but it was
Same
the same storm that hit
the Gulf.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ripped all
It
through
ran
up
through
there.
it ran through the Caribbean, then it ran through the Gulf of, those cities around the Gulf. Hey, just because it hit, the eye of it hit the strongest point in New Orleans, hey, that whole area is saturated, man.
Yeah.
That whole Gulf is saturated. They said the eye of it was 15 miles long.
You think these niggas wonder why it hit like that?
Right.
Why these storms hit like this? Why the earthquakes happen? These niggas don't, consider that.
And they just have an earthquake in Haiti.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah.
They don't consider that. This the Lord doing this punishing, man.
It's scourges.
Yeah.
These are scourges for women.
Yeah.
Jake is supposed to see these things and understand, like, yo, this is coming from a higher power. What the fuck we do?
Mm-hmm.
We have a bill for a higher power, but they don't reference it. They don't acknowledge.
Right.
Because they had, what does the scripture say? They've been blinded by the God of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still calling on God, Jesus.
Yeah.
Not lying. They got the zeal, but not according to knowledge.
The Lord said, in the time of tribulation, call upon the God that you're serving.
Yeah.
See if they'll deliver you in the time of trouble.
Even the Levites down there in Haiti, they, calling on voodoo and wicked ass.
You know someone more.
Oh,
You know someone more. That's why they keep getting worse and worse.
Yeah, it was that in that same chapter. I think it says that they will not even after they get hit with these scourges, that they still
amend their ways.
They still won't change. They still won't repent. You know, they still won't be. That's why you think Jeremiah, the Most High through Jeremiah said to him, "Why should I stricken you anymore? For you will want more and more." The Lord's fucking Jake up every which way, and Jake just still, you know,
Won't gird up.
Just yeah. You know? So that's why the Lord is putting them through this period called Jacob trouble. Hey, Jake gotta feel this shit, man.
He said you will know after death by pain.
Yeah.
That's all it's gonna take to get. Hey, your parent will warn you and warn you and warn you, but you won't learn until you get that ass whooped.
It ain't gonna be no, just no quick death. It's gonna be the Most High about to, man. He about to string this thing out long. You're gonna know. You're gonna suffer. You're gonna lose everything, and then you may give a sense of I can't think of the word that you coming back, or the Most High dealing with you to destroy your ass again.
Yeah.
It's like he
I made it through that.
Yeah, I made it through that. He might Most High preserve a lot of these things from us.
Amos 5. Where it says, who
you
prepared from a lion and the bear met him
Yeah.
and flee into a house and leaned his hand upon the wall and a serpent bit him. The destruction after destruction lined up for you to have to deal with.
Ecclesiastes 8. See this against evil work.
Yep.
You
think that nothing's gonna happen to you because you ain't got hit with that. You're gonna get hit with so much. You know it's from, like they said in Jonah, man, what bringeth this upon us? Wait, we need to find out who's the problem with that, why this is happening to us. They were more spiritual men in those times. These people now, the majority of our people were not even close. You got it just straight carnal.
Yeah.
Just can't even down even thinking, well, let me see another way I can make money off this. They just lead them deeper into carnality, into destruction. Y'all got it.
Continuing on, 2nd Ezra 16 and 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. The world shall mourn. Sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
Those labor pains. People will, the world's gonna groan. People gonna be, crying out. People gonna be trying to, clamp each other's hands at churches, extra tighter, trying to demand answers, while all this evil is happening.
You can have these niggas giving more in tithes.
Yeah.
But we gotta, that'll make it go away.
Yeah.
Like, 24 hours, man. 24/7.
Yeah.
We gonna have
Please, Lord, get rid of these blood clots.
We can ask Christian preachers try to pray C-19 demons off and shit.
Yeah. I got one devil. Who's
I can't think of it.
Bro. Come on, man. The Most High is gonna mock your ass too, man. And that's the spirit, brother just posted that.
Yep.
The Most High will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock on your fear coming, man. They're gonna find this shit amusing.
We gonna laugh.
Yeah.
We laughing now.
We are laughing.
Through his man.
Every time we see these people get jacked up by the juice,
And they be shaking.
and the trimmers and shit,
Hey,
looking crazy. One chick, the jab had one chick looking like Two-Face and shit. One side was just like she had a smile, and on the other side it was just a frown and shit. She looked jacked the hell up. And then the person filming was laughing at her ass. Like, oh man.
Hey, we was laughing at the heavyweight, the boxing champ.
Oscar De La
Oscar De La
Oh
Hoya,
yeah, oh that man.
It's funny, man.
Man, that shit was funny right there. He looked jacked up.
Oh, man.
Hey, he got messed up more from the jab than any jab in his career.
No other jab is hitting that hard, right? In any fight, he's
Put him in the
Put him in
hospital.
a hospital like
yeah.
that. Wait, good for your dumb ass, man.
Yeah, we have no sympathy. Hey, we posted it all. Where does it start at? You gotta read it. Oh, for sure. Proverbs 1. Yeah, where you put it down. I think it might go up a little more. Yeah, 20. Yep. 2021.
Wisdom crieth out, she uttereth her voice in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
She crieth in the chief place of the concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city she uttereth her words, saying,
How long you simple one when you learn simplicity.
Turn,
Scorning delight in your scorning. Keep going.
turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
To the prophets.
Yep. Because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But you have said that not. Where's that?
I'm right here with that.
Okay, yeah. Said that not all my counsel and with none of my reproof.
26. Right there. Yep.
I also will laugh at your calamity and I will mock when your fear comes.
I don't know if it was the rest, but when your fear cometh of the desolation
Yeah.
and the whirlwind. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's gonna come catch you out of nowhere, and it's gonna hurt, man. Hey, that's why do you think they trying to, particularly the pictures, right? Why they trying to get everybody involved in it, so they don't feel stupid alone.
Yeah.
So they can't, so nobody can mock them on how dumb it was and how smart we were to do it.
Saying is misery loves company.
Yeah.
You got it too? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't the only
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
They're brainwashed by this devil, man.
Yep.
This devil has done a number on you Israelites, man. Because it's and like the elder Yashram was saying, just because you don't take the jab don't mean you you made it or you were men of the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, because he's
A lot of Edomites said.
yeah, a lot of Edomites that ain't taking.
Everybody's not gonna take the digital home either.
Yeah. Hey, right there, I gotta jump right over what Nathan got what's up, bro. It said, "Who would pity a charmer?" This is Sirach 12 and 13. Who would pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or Aeneas come nigh wild beast? Hey, we ain't got no pity for you, man. We gonna laugh. We ain't gonna hold back. We gonna laugh. We laughing now, man, because you was dumb enough to even play with that damn snake, man. Why you playing with the serpent like that? Why you so close to him? The scripture told you when you read up in that chapter, so like the 12th chapter, to never trust thy enemy and sin is not by thee, lest he overtake thee. That might have been below that, but it was in that chapter.
These niggas don't even know who their enemy is. They're just so far, they just bugged out. You know, they say, oh yeah, it's the white man, but they don't think he's actually playing a part in their life.
Right.
Yeah.
And they both was hitting them. They was both hit the same chapter.
You said it's the white man. They look at, John Smith at their job, thinking like, oh, he's a cool guy. Like, no, we're not talking about him. We're talking about
he threw a great Super Bowl party.
the elites,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, some of them are starting to figure it out because now you got NFL players they let's just say that they're not going to be available for the next season.
They were mighty men.
One was Benny Gird.
Yeah.
He had blood clots in his chest.
And
Those coach revealed that there's many more players, that's suffering.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, a lot they're not telling you, but if you have a history or a family history of diabetes or any kind of heart disease or complications, it's going to, so it may be other NFL players, NBA players that may have some type of complications, but we know, and we're gonna know what it is because these are top athletes in the world. So
yeah.
You
can't run that fast and get that big without having some type of physical health to you. Brother, still weak.
Yeah. Let's stop on verse 40, 2nd Ezra 16. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready for the battle.
Make you ready. Gird up.
Gird up.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth let him be as he that fleeth away. He that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth.
Hey, that's preparing yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Preparing to say, fuck it, man. This world's gonna pass away. Everything is gonna go to shit. Why attach myself to these things?
I'm thinking like this.
Because if I attach myself to these things, Esau is in control of these things. So he can basically control me.
Yeah.
He can get me like that.
I have a 3-piece suit. I don't think I'm ever gonna need it. So why am I keeping it? Get rid of that shit, man. You know? What event am I gonna go to that I'm gonna wear that? So things like that in your life, you gotta start realizing you're not gonna be able to use those. They're not gonna help you get salvation for certain elements or things in your life that you might as well just get rid of it, man. You know, that's part of girding. Because when you're really wandering in the wilderness, you gotta think about it. What you gotta carry something with you. So what are you gonna bring? Water, some food, you know, some tools here and there.
Still gonna use wisdom.
Yeah.
You know.
But I don't need to have a bag of my freshest Jordans and this sport coat with 3-piece. It's like this 3-piece suit in my bag. I don't need that shit. It ain't gonna help me to survive wandering in this wilderness. So you got to remove stuff out of your life that'll just chaff and dross.
And if a brother can go to the same chapter and verses and go to the Good News translation.
Yeah.
Second Ezra 16 and 40 on down. Read that. Watch how that reads. Second Ezra 16 and 40 on down. Yeah, Good News translation. Because this is what we're preparing ourselves for. You know, completely to just, because like the Lord said, if you come to serve me, you got to deny yourself. You know, and He also said in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. A lot of these things on the earth are here as a temptation, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be moved from it. And it's easier said than done. Let's not get it twisted. You know, we pray and hope that the Lord give us that strength to endure and be able to, you know, walk away from, you know, these things of this world.
A lot of time, the Lord opens your eyes to wisdom. So if you do got to walk away from something, He opens your eyes to find a way for you to still make it, or you know, or still have something better, you know, or open your eyes and to see why you had to leave, why it was necessary, why it's a plus for you to leave or to, you know, cast away whatever you may have to leave in this world. Because the Most High, he's dealing with his men. You just have to put your trust and faith in him that He open your eyes and see why. Oh, okay, I see why I needed to, you know, leave this job. They about to lay off everybody anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you know, so you know, the Most High, you have to trust Him. Yeah,
Trust. Hey, like Abraham.
Yeah.
The fact that he had a family, a household, and they was, you know, when they was dwelling in the land of Ur, the Chaldees, the Lord basically came to him in the form of that angel, and basically told him, basically, you got to leave. He made a promise.
Abraham was set up over there. He had riches,
He
he had
all set
gold,
up. He had a family, he had all
that stuff.
This man basically took that journey and left all of that
Yeah.
to come all the way down, to walk down, you know, to the land. You know, so we gotta have the same mindset. That's faith.
But it was for the Most High's will. It was for a purpose. It was for, you know.
That's it.
And purpose, you know, right now we can read all those stories that are faithful, righteous men, what they had to go through. We get faith, inspiration. You know?
There's Second Ezra chapter 16 16 and verse 40 on the Good News translation. Listen to my message, my people, and get ready for the battle.
Yep.
When the disasters come, you must live as people whose home is not in this world.
Woo! In place of refuge.
You must live as people
Yeah.
whose home is not in this world.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even have a home here.
Yeah. I just
Yeah,
don't,
yeah.
yeah, you got it.
Foxes have holes. Birds have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head.
Exactly. Exactly. Go ahead.
Merchants must not expect to make a profit from what they sell. They must be ready to run for their lives. Their customers must expect to use whatever they buy. Whoever builds a house shall not plan to live in it.
Mm.
Farmers should not expect to harvest their crops or pick their grapes.
This is mimicking the curses.
You see why Esau took out the box, man?
Yeah.
Verse 44. Those who marry must not expect to have children, and those who don't marry must live as if they had been widowed. Anything, anything that is done will be useless.
Everything done
It
will be
was
useless.
Yeah.
When you try to make haste in the time of trouble to save your life, it's gonna be useless.
And it was that on Titanic, they were wrapping up the equipment, but we might as well keep playing. It's all useless, man. It's just going down.
Yeah, it's over with, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this gonna be over with, man. Go ahead.
Verse 47. Sorry. Uh, verse 46. Foreigners will harvest the crops, seize the wealth, tear down the houses, and carry out the children as slaves.
Mm.
Anyone
That
who-
means there's gonna be more trafficking.
That's happening now.
That's happening. You know, putting children in slavery, man.
Cages down there on the border.
Yeah.
You know, they're causing these so-called natural disasters to go over there, like in Haiti, for example, to take the kids.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think's gonna happen to those kids?
Hey, in Israel, over there in the land right now, the Amalekites are getting their kids taken, and they're getting locked up in somewhere, and then their parents are just out there not knowing what's going on because you can't get them back till you get jabbed.
Right.
And we're gonna jab them, but you gotta go get jabbed. Also.
It is the same thing in Australia too.
Yeah, Australia.
Yeah.
We're the time of war, man. The spoils are women and children.
Yeah.
They're called booty, right?
Oh, yeah. And all of this is happening to get to the point where the people want to say enough is enough. And the people are going to uprise and come up against their government, what they're doing. So it's going to be a clash. It's going to get wild out here.
I'm laughing, man. We should be feeling the trucker war by now. Truckers blocking highways and that should be happening by now, man. Every time we hear about this, we don't see anything happening, but it's gonna come to a head though. That's the thing we know. The repercussions of all of these actions are gonna eventually come to a head in the very near future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, up there in Washington, there was a protest. It was like they call it an anti-vax protest. Antifa showed up, and guns got pulled out, and one of those protesters ended up getting shot. So hey, that's an example right there, man. You know.
This is title of the article: anti-juice protesters try to storm London office of medical regulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that.
Yeah.
I was saying that like last month. Why did you just go to the month for help?
Yeah, CDC or whatever.
And shit fucking start tearing shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, well, we surprised that might be the next thing. Where you're gonna certain people, they're gonna start storming these corporations.
Yeah.
They're gonna start lighting the bitches ablaze.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't they show that in Utopia?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
They went up in that
yeah.
that warehouse
Yeah.
with all
Destroyed
those potions and stomped them. They stomped on them and they took those little uh, uh, forklifts.
Yeah.
And they basically would just use them and just turn them over and crush them. And then they lit the shit. They set it ablaze.
So think about this, bro. They're gonna have more of those databases getting hacked too.
Yeah.
You know, where they wipe out all data and all type of
Yeah,
cyber attacks. You know,
yeah, it's gonna be all out anarchy. You know, and that's all part of the birth pains increasing. You see?
Yeah.
Is there a little more?
I'll continue on verse 46. Anyone who has children will be bringing them up to be slaves or to die of starvation. Anyone who makes
See,
money,
this is what we're girding up for. That's why at the very top of that of the chapter, it tells you read the first two verses and then jump back to that.
chapter 16.
Yeah.
There's second Ezra chapter 16 of verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Yep.
Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair.
Prepare yourself for mourning. Go ahead.
Bewail your children and be sorry.
Be well, meaning weep for your children and be sorry. Because these great disasters is going to come. And they already started on a low scale. You know? So it's really getting deadly, man. The beginning of evils, the beginning of great death, the beginning of mourning,
poverty,
the beginning of famine, the beginning of wars. That's what we're girding up for, man. And really, if you've been in this truth, you've already been girded. You just gotta stay girded. You know, you stay girded, man. Stay prepared, man. Don't become naked. Keep that garment on. Keep that fire, man. All right. Good.
Anyone who makes money will do so only to see it violently taken away.
Violently taken away.
violent.
Hey, all these people's homes.
Yeah.
Hey, because here's the thing that people don't understand about houses. That's how you make money in the housing market. Because you gotta have somewhere to live. And when you buy a house and it builds up equity, and then you sell the house, you make money off of the equity. And you pay the bank back their portion that you contracted for. You get the rest of it, and then in a house you get thousands and tens of thousands. Sometimes in certain markets, hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know, it can go from 200,000 when you bought it 10 years ago to a big jump, and now it's worth 200-300 more, 500,000, $1 million now.
Yeah.
But none of that's gonna matter because it's gonna get taken away. House is gonna get ran through, storm's gonna come through, and this volcano's gonna burn it down, all kind of stuff.
They
Man.
said that they would take that money by violence.
Yeah.
So that means that
And you say it's like, but they said money, not just they gonna take your money, because money gonna go shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna take those things that are valuable to you.
exactly.
You know.
It's the end of the chapter, right?
And they showed you that in movies like Book of Eli.
Yeah.
You know, where certain people band together and they went and took shit from people that had shit.
The road.
Yeah.
The road.
Yeah.
If you have gasoline stored up in your garage or something, hey, that's considered money.
Yeah.
It's going to be taken. You have silver or gold or any type of food, it's going to be taken by them.
People gonna be desperate.
People ain't going. You have a spare yada 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 or no? They kicking down your shit with guns. You know.
Yeah.
That's a reality. That's going to take place in America. It's really all these Central and South America. It ain't got bad, but the protests. They've been protesting down here. It's only a matter of time for the people down there, those Jakes down there, say F it, and just it's all out anarchy down here.
Yeah.
You know, where you got the cartels running the streets, and kind of like almost similar to what's that going on right now in Afghanistan?
Yeah. Oh, the
Taliban, the Taliban.
Yeah.
You know what they?
We gonna run again, and we gonna
I
run.
read something where Taliban members, they went to a woman's house, a woman judge that put one of them away. So that goes into hey, she put me away. Okay, yeah, you don't got the power now.
Yeah,
you know,
power should stand in their hand.
Yeah.
The 15th verse, the power should stand in their hand.
Hey, a lot of these wicked ass women out here that are judges or officials. Man, come on.
They will get paid visits.
You don't get paid this. You put me away, okay, yeah, I'm coming to your house. And Esau not here to save you.
Purge, man.
You know, hey,
purge. Forever purge. As the new movie says, it ain't just a 12-hour period and go back to order. It's now and forever. It's just how life is now.
Up until Yahweh Shai and the angels come back
to restore order in the earth. Yeah.
Continue in verse 47. The more possessions people gather, the more they spend on their cities and houses, the more attention they give to their personal appearance, the more angry the Lord will become with them because of their sin.
Listen to this. This is exactly what's going on now. Exactly. There's influencers, internet influencers, social media influencers, these are the things that they care about to put in their videos and the content that they make.
Yeah.
But these are not the things of value. These videos, these e-epistles, are the things of value.
Yeah.
Okay, because these are growing your spiritual wealth, your spiritual treasure that can't be taken. Here you go.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels, despite the millions of followers he got, you know, the information that people value that's coming from him, it's not gonna be any fucking good when all this shit, goes down. It's all vanity at the end of the day, man. And all these other, YouTube sensations, man. They're not giving you what you need to actually be girded. You know.
Yep. Isaiah 65:11. I'm reading down. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for their troops, and that furnish the drink offering unto their number. Therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen, but the Lord Yahweh shall slay thee and call his servants by another name.
It is. So a lot of our people, that's why you just gotta let them be. And you just seek out your own salvation. And pray that, all the like-minded, brothers and sisters, they receive mercy and get deliverance. And that's all we're concerned with. Elect.
Okay. This is Ephesians 5 and 14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, arise from the dead, and the Mashiach shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
There it is.
I want to bring out this headline of this article, because if you up on news in Myanmar, they had a coup back in February, and it says Myanmar, this is going into those concentration camps that they're going to have here, and it's going to be worse. This is Myanmar. We were always hearing those torture sounds, claims, and abuse and death in custody under country's military rule. Since Sky News has spent 3 months investigating allegations of torture and abuse in Myanmar under the country's military regime, More than 7,700 people have been arrested since the democratically elected government led by Aung San Suu Kyi was ousted in February in a coup in February. So they torture motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know, they hearing sounds of torture and death. You know, and that's not being reported. You know, by the mainstream news. You have to go to these alternative news sites. But what do you think is going to happen here? You know, he's talking about just lay down and let people just run amok and you know do what they want to do. They're going to what is it? Order out of chaos. You know. So hey, we're prepared for what's to come. How much more? How about you, Jason? You know, we're girding up our loins.
Yeah, but hey, prophecy did say that you're gonna have a certain men that's gonna be beheaded for the witness.
Yeah.
So that means that some brothers are gonna actually be put in those situations, man. Some brothers gonna get carted off, you know, to a concentration camp or whatever. The Lord's gonna put a very strong spirit on that brother to do it.
Yeah.
But then he's gonna actually come back with vengeance. The Lord's gonna raise him up.
Raise him first.
You know. So yeah, man. Hey, that's something also to prepare yourself for if that happens to be your life. You might be one of the brothers that have to go through that, man. Just like the 7 Maccabees brothers, Eleazar, you know, the elderly priest, you know, Khan,
Yeah.
Antipas, you know, that's true martyrdom. Stephen.
Well,
Oh, that was awesome. That's you know.
Yeah, we you know, because he came right back a couple
That's
days
the
later.
author and
But
finisher of
yeah,
our faith. He even had to do it. You know, we're not servants is not greater than their master.
So we got to go through it too.
See, a lot of these other Israelite groups, they're not prepared for shit like that. They're not talking. I don't even think it crossed their mind that the possibility of them getting taken in a situation like that. And you just, when you pay attention and observe their activities, what they're talking about, what they're doing.
Especially when you talk about, you know, a lot of these Israelite groups that have a lot of women, they don't go into these things. We talk about the kids possibly be, you know, being put to death, women losing their husbands. They would lose all their congregation. You know, women want to feel comfort, you know, and that's what these Israelite groups provide for them. This, hey, we're telling you, and get up, step out your comfort zone.
We're gonna get you a husband.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like mingle night.
It is a singles night. You know. Mingle.
That's where the mind of Jake is right now. It's like y'all don't see what the shit is happening right in front of my face.
Shit could pop off like quick.
Yeah.
We have 3 high holy days coming up in the same month.
Yeah.
We actually get ready to come into it.
Yeah, this week.
You know, that should tell you in itself. This is the 7th month. We know spiritual things happens around the time of you know, these holy days.
At the same time, this is spiritual month, you know, because of 3 high holy days. But October is on the left hand.
On the left hand.
I mean, Esau gonna turn shit up. You know, because we know they like to get real demonic around this time with you know, Halloween and all that.
If you go into it, it talks about I think I don't remember the dates, of course, but in September is when they start doing their child abduction. Things like that, so they can perform it later in October. You know?
And how much more left hand energy do you think Esau is going to need in these times when truth is coming out, the prophets are being raised up, Israel's being awakened and coming out of those graves, you know, and at the same time, they're trying to fulfill their new world order, so they're going to turn shit up too, you know.
Jewish hesitancy. They got to continue to push that witchcraft over the minds of the people to get them to believe that lie.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw. I don't know if I forwarded it to the chat. It was a video of Nate. He was talking about that there was some type of meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
Which you know, to
Five
me,
and
I
five
believe
they
he's,
were watching. Yeah.
I believe he's, you know, he's very juiced in. That's why he's able to get these kind of, you know, meetings.
Yep.
But you know,
He made
revealed
it
how
sound like somebody pulled him to the side.
somebody pulled him
Give
to
him
the
a heads
side.
up more
Let
than
him
he
know.
was appointed to come to this meeting.
Right.
You know.
He basically let him know that, you know, because they see, you know, this thing is growing, and he's basically said that, you know, y'all starting to become like an army. And he mentioned how, you know, I think it was the JDL.
Yeah.
They was, you know, they came and basically what they were saying was they have a plan of action against the Israelites. And he basically made it seem as if, you know, IUIC is the biggest threat because they're big in numbers and they're worldwide.
And all that purple.
You know, we focus on the guys in the purple and the gold.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Okay.
Esau is not a fucking idiot, man.
He know who got the truth.
Now what it
He know
is,
who got the name.
I'm gonna say what it is. They gonna go to y'all first because y'all are prepared in the purple and the gold. Then he knows he's gonna have to come with the guns for those in the black. And then he knows eventually he's gonna try to come, you know, against us. And this is who you don't. Hey, the Lord will let you deal with all of them that's not of the elect. But when he start getting to Great Millstone that really got this thing and understanding a foundation, hey, that's telling you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. He knows the Lord gonna step in.
Take no part.
Mm-hmm.
It was,
Brother Ben home.
First Peter 5:8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." That's right. Explain that.
Yeah.
He said, "Be sober, be vigilant, man." So stay watchful,
Stay alert.
stay alert,
Sober mind.
and sober mind.
Yeah.
You know, don't be doing the thing that everyone else in the world is doing, man. Because the scriptures say, "What a carnal mind is enmity to the Most High, man." You know what? Hey, that's opposing Yahweh Bashim Shai. So you become an enemy, man.
a lot of our people, they're sleeping at night. And that's the best time for the enemy's attack is when you sleep. You know?
Yeah. And they've done it. Esau has done it. Look what they did to Gad. You know, attack at night. Hey, a lot of them the black militant niggas, the Black Panther niggas, where they come in the middle of the night. You know, Esau knows, you know, when you're most vulnerable. You know, but men of the Lord, true sincere men of the Lord, hey, they kick down the door. Hey, we already know what time it is. We ain't jumping up, blazing guns. We like, okay, all right, let's go. Kind of like Yahweh Shai did. You know, Yahweh Shai had the power, but what did he do? He submitted himself to those Roman centurions. You know, he went because he knew, you know, what time it was, and we know what time it is. We know what time it is when Esau, you know, comes in like a flood. You know, because we waiting on that standard because we have faith.
It is. Was anybody else sitting on us?
I'm trying to get through there, all right? So First Maccabees chapter 1, chapter 2, and verse 50. Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers.
I think that's Matthias.
Yeah. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in your time. So shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness? Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt. Phineas, our father, being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. Yahushua, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel. Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom.
Right.
I'm glad that came out.
Everlasting kingdom.
And guess what? David is still gonna sit on that throne, by the way. All right. Hey, you niggas are the house of Saul, man. Go ahead, bro.
Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. Ananias, Asarius, and Mishael, by belief, were saved out of the flame. Daniel, for his innocence, he was delivered from the mouth of lions.
Yeah.
And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
Yeah. And that only went up, through the Old Testament, so to speak. You know, the faith of those men don't stop there. You know, other faiths are there for our learning as well in the New Testament. Things that we can use as and then not mentioning them in this example as Greek.
Fear not the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be done in worms. Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found, because he is returned into his dust, and his thoughts is come to nothing. Wherefore ye, my sons, be valiant, and show yourselves men in the behalf of the law, for by it shall ye obtain glory.
Stand stiffly, man. You know, be valiant for this truth. The scriptures say, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord will fight for you. All right, gird up thyself now like a man. Gird up the loins. Prepare yourself, man. You know, prepare yourself. Be ready. Stay ready. All right. That day is not going to be able to take you as a thief. Jake, they don't know what's going to hit them. All we can do is just, after all these years, starting with the other apostles on down, give the warning, and then just step to the side and just let the Most High do what He gonna do. All right. The Lord's going to allow this devil to get his last shit off on Jake before the Lord disposes this devil and bring his ass down. All right. So they just continue to keep pushing, keep the faith, man, fight the good fight. All right. Keep the whole equipment, Ephesians 6 chapter. Keep it on at all times, man. All right, and we almost up out of here, man. All right, so we're gonna close out. Hopefully, brothers and sisters were edified. The water for tuning in, the water for the precepts. So like we didn't get to all your precepts, we'll be no harm by it. They continue, brothers. And we're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakodash.
Love ups to the elder apostles. Great wisdom, well, peace and salutations to the elect. Don't say shalom.
Shalom.
A spot.